Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? We're here on a Friday. We're doing our second interview with Miss Brittainye. And so later on, we're going to let her introduce herself and then give us a little bit of background about what she do. And then tonight, guess what we're going to talk about? Last time when we ended our podcast, we talked about AI. And so we're going to get into AI tonight. And I think it's going to be very exciting. But let me tell you a little bit about this podcast. Is called We're Just Talking. And so we're just talking. That's what we're going to be doing here tonight. But we're going to be talking about some things that hopefully that it will be able to help you with whatever you're doing as far as your ministry, your music, whatever you're doing, because she's going to tell you some things about her organization that can be able to help you. And so I give you a little bit of background about me. I have a company that's called KC Productions. Up under KC Productions, we have a whole lot of things up under that umbrella. And so we work with Antoinette Titus out of California, her and her daughter, Crystal. And we just do a whole lot of things with Knowing Your Lord every day. It's a faith-based organization. It's a 501c3. We also have the best. We give out the best awards and things like that. And so that's enough about me. We have this beautiful lady here. She's just so excited. She wants to let you know who she is and not who I am. So welcome to this platform today, Miss Brittainye. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Casey, for having me on the show again. I'm so excited to be here. Again, my name is Brittainye Wise. You can call me B Wise. I'm with Legacy Services, which is a consulting and training firm. And we're actually going to talk about some AI today. So I'm actually looking forward to talking about something that I've had the pleasure of using in my own business. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. This has nothing to do with AI, I don't believe. How was your fourth?
Restful. It was restful. That is the best answer I can give you. My family is in Oklahoma and I'm in Texas. So we don't really get together like that. And it was just like, you know what? People are kind of crazy these days with the fireworks and, carried on. So I just stayed in the house.
Okay. Well,
how was yours?
I had the pleasure of going to Dallas with a friend of mine, and I met some of her family members and things of that nature up there, and they barbecued, and I got a chance to play dominoes. Now, her family thought I was very quiet until I started playing dominoes. Dominoes bring out the best in you.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So we got to get a game of dominoes going. Okay, that's good to know.
You got to be able to talk that talk and walk that walk.
Oh, yeah. Look, and you got to be able to count. You can't sit
at the table. You got to be able
you can't sit at the table with Mr. KC and not know how to count. Like 6'3", get your 15, baby.
All right. Well, we call it Chris Teller. She do anything you tell her. Yeah, talking about 15. Whoop a will, right. They call it the
I taught all my kids how to count playing dominoes.
Okay. Yeah, I love playing dominoes because I get to talk noise. So then
that's the best part.
Yes, it is. So tell us a little bit about what you do as far as your company name, and what your company represent, and what actually do you do?
So Legacy Services actually came out of me pouring into business owners. I've been in business for 23 years, and we are a leadership empowerment and growth organization for ambitious creatives and entrepreneurs. So ultimately, we help people get where they need to be in their business. So whether it's systems integration, startup capital, looking for funding sources that is not from traditional funding, or even AI using technology. So we do a little bit of everything, but we really help organizations build and scale and grow in their businesses.
Okay. Well, before we get to the big elephant in the room today, I want to ask you this question first. What do you think about AI?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
Um, I actually I'm intrigued by AI, and I come from a healthcare background, among other things that I've shared. I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant, and working in healthcare, especially rehab, I've worked with a lot of neurological diseases. So I've grown fond of the human mind and really just watching the body heal, and especially the brain, the healing process in the brain. So I've always been fascinated with neuroscience. So artificial technology or artificial intelligence is kind of like the human mind. They use the human mind to study to build artificial intelligence. So I find it fascinating to see the connections and how it's put together. Like I've been diving into how to actually build AI and the neurotransmitters that they use to actually build the actual robots. It's really fascinating to me. So I'm kind of a nerd or a geek in the neuro space. So
Okay.
I've enjoyed it. I'm enjoying watching people learn about it. There are a lot of people who are worried about it, and just from my business understanding, I'm kind of from a generation that has the sweet spot of growing up without a computer and having to use a payphone, and going to get your film developed, for example, and then transitioning into everybody having a computer in their homes and going through the dial-up phase. And so I'm kind of at that sweet spot generation where I've had the experience of both and watching things transpire as far as technology. When we first got the dot-com boom and all of that, there was a lot of worry around technology taking people's jobs then. But look what the technology industry has created as far as creating more jobs, and we got a whole industry out of it. AI, I feel like is that next era. We had the industrial phase, we had the agriculture phase and technology, and now here we are with artificial intelligence. So there's worry, obviously so, because people don't quite understand forward thinking. But all in all, I appreciate it. I like where it's going, and I can see the shift and the change. I think it'll be beneficial for us, honestly.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what I think about AI. And it's
Absolutely.
gonna kind of address the big elephant in the room as well. You remember you might remember. You remember 8 tracks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then the 8 tracks went to cassettes,
Uh-huh.
and then the cassettes went to a disc, and then the disc became now what is it? Amazon,
Bluetooth
Bluetooth,
stream.
Stream, Spotify.
Mhm.
All of that is just revolving and reinventing itself. And I think of what we call AI is in the past, but in the future it is called AI, and it just involving the things that we already know. And
Mhm.
and so I even go from just the telephone. Uh, I remember when I was growing up, we used to take 2 cans, put a string in it. You can talk in it. I guarantee you, it still works today. I don't care how far you are. Your voice will vibrate through that string, and you can hear. And so they went from that to a phone, and it used to hang up on the wall, and it was a rotary dial. And so now, you don't have rotary dial. You don't do that number like that, and you do that number like that. You push buttons.
Yeah.
And I remember AT&T. AT&T used to be so big. AT&T is still here, but it's here in a different realm. It's no longer that Southwestern Bell and AT&T that they're just in your house like in the telephone business and like they used to be. Right now, I don't even have a landline. I know some people that have a landline, but most people don't have a landline anymore. And so then we went to from some of that, they gave us pagers. And the pages was a big thing to put that pager on your side of you, make you feel like you was very important and all that kind of stuff. And so, then they had the cell phone, and you could have it in your car, but you didn't have this cell phone. But you had a cell phone in your car.
Uh-huh.
Then they had the cell phone where you had it in a power pack bag.
Yeah, I remember those.
Same phone that you have in your car in a bag. And then they came out with the razor, which was thin, and then they came out with the flip, and AI is all the same thing. It just evolving to make things a lot better. Uh, we went from 1G to now we're up to 5Gs, and who knows what we're going to have next.
Uh-huh.
So when you're talking about the big elephant in the room, it's going to be there, whether you get on the bandwagon or not. And if you get on the bandwagon and use it for good, it's a good tool to have. Because a lot of times when we're talking about this AI, especially in the music industry, that they're talking about AI is going to take over as far as the beats and all of that. But I'm in the music industry, but I can't sing. But I do use it to send out invoices. I do use it to create content for me as far as things that I want to convey to you. It's a good search engine tool to help me to get things over to my clients. And so AI is here to stay for a while until they come up with something better. And trust me, they're gonna come up with something better. We might not be here to see it, but it's still going to change.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't know if you want to expound on that or not.
Yeah, actually, so I have the privilege to work with a lot of elders, and even 70 and 80-year-olds. If you actually just sit and talk to them and ask them, their stories and listen to their experiences, you'll learn a lot. And somebody that's 80 or 90 years old, they actually had radio before TV. They actually, probably over 100 years ago, before there was a car, there was a horse and buggy. So we evolve as people naturally. This is a part of who we are. We're going to change. And so I think being around my elders helps me keep a level head when we are experiencing something new or changing and evolving as a people. I had a patient in my therapy world. He was a military scientist with the Navy. And he shared with me, in the military, they actually have to think 20 years ahead. So what you think is new today, because it's just now introduced to you, the military thought about it 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're just now releasing it to the general public. So drones, and they've been using drones for a very long time. He shared a few things that probably would be classified if he was still in the military, but just in conversation, he shared about, certain things that they were studying and researching back when he was actually serving as a naval scientist. And so I want to make sure that I encourage people, what you think is new, like you were saying, Mr. Casey, what you think is new, it's just new to you. it's not actually new. And then the amount of, they got our information. Sweetheart, they've been studying us since they put a smartphone in your hand. They've been gathering data. So it's not any, this is not the time to worry. This is the time to learn and see how you can benefit and change and grow with it, because the truth of the matter is here and is here to stay. Which, again, I'm not afraid of it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not anxious. I'm actually, like I said, I'm just learning what I can and seeing how it could possibly change my family. So kind of like, I've studied like the Rockefeller family and JP Morgan Chase. They became billionaires from the Great Depression. So if we look at history, if you actually position yourself in what seems like a downturn, if you actually learn how to position yourself accordingly, then you could actually come out and change your family tree altogether. And that's what I want to encourage our people. Don't be afraid of something new. Learn what you can from it and learn how you can grow from it and possibly capitalize on it, because it's here regardless if you want it to be here or not. So us as a people, we got to kind of get out of that bubble of, oh, God don't like it. God allowed it. So what are we supposed to be doing with it? Come on, let's go.
So you watched that long documentary on how America was made.
No, I didn't watch. I didn't watch a documentary.
Because you said J.P. Morgan and the Rockefellers. They also had the Steel Man.
Okay.
And
I read a lot. I just like reading. I didn't watch a documentary.
It's a very good documentary, and it talked about how America was made with the steel and with J.P. Morgan and with all of those people and what they did to be able to evolve to be the richest people in the world because of their ideas and building the factories and building the company. And so they used, one of the things that I learned from that is sometimes power is not the money. The power is the knowledge. So if I have the water and you have the water fountain, we both need each other. But how can I use my power to say that when you try to get too big, that you got 5,000 water fountains all over one city, and you're making more money than I'm making, but I'm supplying the water, then you won't negotiate with me. So then we both don't make any money.
Right.
And so that's the power. And so now you can't make any money, but you invested in all those machines so that people can have water. And you got the factories and all of that. And so it comes a point to where you're learning to negotiate, how to learn how to do business. And to me, AI is about the same thing. It's about that when with AI learns you and you learn AI, you learn how to talk to it. And so this is what I want to ask you now. How do you use AI with what you're doing?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked, because I just built 6 AI agents. My chief of staff is Frequency. Is what she actually delivers a briefing to me every morning. So I have an AI agent that is my brand intelligence agent. So that's where I do all my flyers, all my letterhead, anything that I need to write, proposals. My brand intelligence AI agent does that for me. And then I have a AI agent Hunter. He finds opportunities for me in the DFW area. So whether it's speaking opportunities, events that I need to go to, he'll even write up, okay, you're going to this event and you help the people, you need to say this. So I've set the parameters pretty strongly as far as what I'm prompting the agents to do. I actually am in the process of building one for my production to put my videos together. So it'll be easier for me to edit my videos. So I got a few different AI agents that I have built, and I use them in my marketing, in my sales. One of my agents checks my emails and follows up with my leads. Let's see. So I use AI quite a bit. and it saves me a lot of time in the manual work, or just sitting down. Like the time that it would take me to edit a video for production,
Mm-hmm.
my AI agent can do it in 45 minutes in comparison to the 5 or 6 hours that it would take me. So then once the video, going through raw footage and saying, okay, let me edit this part, let me take the voiceover from this. And like, if anybody knows production, you know how much time it takes to edit a video, and
Yes.
especially a stream of videos for a 30-minute TV show. That takes a lot of time. Well, if I have an agent, an AI agent that does that part, at least funneling through the raw footage to put quality the videos together, and then I go back and edit and shift and put transitions, and so I'll do that piece, put the background music and on and so forth. But so I'm still AI. I want people to get confused on what AI does. AI is your assistant. You're not AI's assistant. So whatever knowledge you have, you're taking it out of your mind and building a role or a parameter for the agent to do whatever task that you would normally do manually. So I want to make sure I reiterate, AI is a tool. It's a very, very powerful tool if you know how to use it. Most people are afraid of it because they're like, oh, it's smarter than me. No, it's not smarter than you, because my AI agents work for my companies. I do consulting. I have a health and wellness company, and I'm building a multimedia company. So those three companies, the AI works for me in consulting, for example. So I'm looking for opportunities to do training courses and looking for office spaces and business connections. It's not going to spit out input about skateboarding because that's not the parameter that I set for it.
Yes.
So in a way, it's like, well, it's smart. Yes, it is smart, but you still have to give it a role. And it's not going to step outside of the parameters of the role that you give it. So a lot of people have to remember AI is working for you. And the better you understand it, the better it'll work for you, just like any other person. If you have a small child and you tell your 6-year-old child, hey, I want you to clean all my equipment, that's pretty vague to a 6-year-old. But if you say, hey, every day when I come home from work, I'm going to take all my equipment out of my bag from the equipment that I use on my patients, and I want you to take these wipes and I want you to wipe it down. And when you get done, you tell me, like, you can be that specific with a 6-year-old. Now they're your assistant in that role. That's what AI is. The more instructions that you give it and more parameters, the better it works for you. Did I say too much?
No. And I like what you're talking about as far as your business, even though that it's, I don't know if it is or not. I just say for myself, mine is not brick and mortar, but my business is that I have one of the best employees in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and that's AI. And when
Exactly.
I tell it to do me a PDF, it'll do a PDF for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell it to keep it on the same brand, it will do the same brand. I'm giving away some of my nuggets. I can't give them all away because I do the same thing. I do teach some classes from time to time with people who want to know a little bit more about AI. Matter of fact, I was talking to Charlotte today, and she taught me some things about AI. And it's all about the relationship that you have with it. And people say, what do you mean by relationship? Are you dating and you whatever? Is it like what they? No, you sit there and I say AI, and I give it a command, and then I tell AI, I said, this is not the command that I'm asking you to do. And you have to learn how to ask for your commandments, because AI will do exactly what you asked for it to do, but you have to do it in a legal way of its understanding.
Uh-huh.
And it will give you everything that you want and everything that you need. And
And some
so,
stuff you don't want.
yeah, and some stuff you don't want. And so I learned how to talk to it. Um, it also adapts to me. If I want to make something, it automatically say, which logo do you want me to put on there? It'll give you A, B, C, D, and you just
Mhm.
push in A, B, C, D, E, whatever, and it'll put your logo on there, and it'll ask you, okay, do you want it to do this? Do you want it to do that? It will ask you things that sometimes that you think that you want to have covered because you think that it's going to automatically do it, but it asks you, is this is what you want me to do? And so
Mhm.
it automatically thinks the way that you're thinking, but it gives you the options of the way that you think. And
Yep.
those options is, do you still want it in the blue or do you want it in brown? Because we've done it in brown. So do you want it in that? Do you want to change the color? Let me say this. It gives you 3 or 4 different things, scenarios about the things that you're thinking about that we
Uh-huh.
can do. And so is it smarter than you said? It's way smarter than me. And that's one reason why I love it, because I have a friend by the name of Clarence Shackelford, and we have done a lot of flyers. And we had talked about this maybe about 6 months ago. I don't use. I mean, when you're talking about Photoshop, oh good God, I wouldn't even. I don't know what came before dinosaurs, but it's very obsolete. The red doesn't look like red anymore. You build your flyer, and it takes, when I used to build flyers, it used to take me about 3 or 4 hours just to finish a flyer.
Mhm.
Now it takes me about 30 minutes to complete a flyer, and AI is that tool that blends all the colors in together and do all the things instead of you saying you want, instead of you going to Photoshop and you trying to find a border and you trying to match and see how thick you want it and all of that, you just tell AI you want a border and you want it to be a red, light red, dark red, maroon, uh,
Mhm.
cherry red, Corvette red, apple red. Tell it what color.
Right.
You just tell it, and it
Uh,
automatically knows what color that you want, and it does a lot for you. And so that's what I like about using the AI. And that's how I use it with my clients. Build them flyers, build them uh, what do you call that? Blogs, all of that type of stuff. And so one thing that uh, I want to ask you, other than just the AI as far as that's concerned, do you use AI, another different AI, to help you with your business? Because there's a lot of platforms.
are you asking which AI platforms do I use,
No, you
or?
don't. You don't have to disclose that. I use AI platform, and I create apps. All
Mhm.
those apps. That's kind of might be what you're talking about as far as your agents. It helps me to enhance myself as far as things that I need.
Well,
And
I use a plethora, so a combination. So I'll use just the LLMs, just a
hmm
basic like a Chat GPT, and then I actually have built a few apps that I'm preparing to launch, and I've used a different platform for the building the apps, and then my agents, I've used a few different platforms to build out the agents. So it
okay.
just depends on, like, I actually teach a class also. So I'm glad you brought that up. I actually have a class coming up this month. Um, I'm teaching how to build 2 AI agents in an hour. And I'll
Okay.
do the class. It's actually a free class. But building the AI agent, the agent actually thinks and learns from you, like you said. Those agents are self-motivated. Like when you said, it'll ask you, well, do you want it in brown or do you want it in blue, or do, like, what do you want today? And it's like, how can I help you today? Or, you open your. I used to have a clients when I personal train, and my phone would always ask me, do you want to open your timer at 8:30? I'm doing training, personal training, and I would do timed exercises. So it just naturally say, do you want to open your timer today? It's like, now you're being too smart. But that's how that's how the AI is. Like it'll predict, like, okay, you're getting ready to go to your such and such meeting. You got this event today. Make sure you go. I'll put it on the calendar for you. Do you want me to go ahead and, like, if I say, okay, build me a KPI matrix for the upcoming milestone or project that we have. Okay, I built the KPI metric. Would you like me to go ahead and put it in your Google Drive folder? Yes, go ahead and put it in. So it's all constantly thinking for you. That's the agents. Now the apps are a little different. So it just depends on what you're trying to do and trying to accomplish with AI, because it's a blanketed statement. And whatever you're trying to accomplish, you got to kind of know what version you want to get involved with. Because automation is, kind of like when you call your bank and you call customer service and you're going through the prompts. That's most likely custom. That's just automated. It's an automated system, and it asks you a series of questions trying to figure out where to point you to. An AI agent is thinking, is constantly learning, and based on the questions that you're answering, it's coming up, it's reasoning those answers. So it's a lot more advanced than what you think it is. Just most people just using AI like, hey, what do you think about the weather today? Like, it's not really useful.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I just wrote down some, because my brain sometimes when you was talking earlier, it popped in my mind and it popped out. And so okay. I just wrote down Alexa.
Uh-huh.
It's the same, when people talking about, well, AI, this, I don't have Alexa in my home. I don't have it in no room or nothing. But I know a lot of people say, Alexa, what time is it? What's the weather's going to be like? Yeah. Can you do this? If that's not AI, I don't know what it is, because that is the same thing that I'm doing to AI. I'm not asking it. I'm typing, and I'm telling it what I want. Can you give me a map of Dallas, and it'll give you a map. Can you give me some of the things that's going on in Dallas area this weekend? And it will give you things that are going on in Dallas this weekend. It's just the same thing that you're asking Alexa.
Yeah, that's like just what people know as AI, but the agents, they're a lot more advanced than that. They're a lot more advanced. Like my chief of staff, I set her to give me a briefing every morning at 6 a.m. And in this briefing, she tells me about news surrounding my field. She tells me the opportunities that are coming up in the DFW area, any proposals or anything that I need to approve, any emails that I need to read, approve. She's literally a chief of staff. And she gives me, I set it to give me a text message in my WhatsApp. So on WhatsApp, I get a message at 6 a.m. every morning from Frequency telling me what I need to do in my business. So it's a little more involved than what's the weather today.
Well, I haven't got that advanced yet.
Well, look, come to my class, Mr. Casey. I'll show you how to build one.
When is your class?
July 24th.
July the 24th.
Friday, July 24th. Yes, sir.
Okay. What time?
From 1 to 2. We're gonna build 2 AI agents in an hour.
Okay.
And it's free.
Okay.
I'll send the flyer to you as well.
Okay.
Which was also built by AI.
And we'll put it out with this podcast as well.
All right, sounds
good. What makes you so excited about the AI agents that you want to show the world about these agents and these characters? What drives you to that?
Well, my understanding of business. So again, I talked about systems integration. I've always been very methodical. One, two, three,
Mm-hmm.
four steps. One, two, three, four. So I understand businesses are run on systems, and
Mm-hmm.
I teach entrepreneurs the reason that you feel so overwhelmed, the reason you feel so overworked in your business is because you're doing everything. You're trying to be every department like a Fortune 500 company. You're being all of those departments when you are a solopreneur. So I teach systems integration already. Like you need an actual systemized way of what's the process when you generate a lead, how to get that sale, how to convert them to a consistent customer. Do you have a process for that?
Mm-hmm.
If the answer is no, you keep reinventing the wheel, you don't have a system. So you can't hire nobody else because you don't have a system. So AI agents kind of fill that gap for a lot of solopreneurs. There's a lot of parts of business that you don't necessarily have to do hands on. You can get
Okay.
your AI to do it. But once you have a system in place, now you can now you're not as overwhelmed. And now you can actually hire a human being to fill whatever roles you need filled. Now you can actually go out and work on your business and not spend all day working in your business, so to speak. So it relieves a lot of tension. It's a lot of opportunity for business owners
Okay.
that right now is so many people doing AI classes for whatever, like people doing AI classes for all kind of stuff. And it's creating new entrepreneurs. I have a young lady, I just did a
Mm-hmm.
class for Africa. Like we've been building different apps and stuff that can be used to better the continent of Africa. And we're using AI to build these opportunities, to build these new apps, to build these new infrastructure without having to code and program. Back in the day, I come from technology, so I know how to write HTML code and I understand programming languages. So having to learn those codes, that was work. And not everybody is wired in a way to where you can code and write programming languages and learn all the different ones. You got C Sharp and Python and Java and HTML. So many doggone languages. Who's learning all these languages? Back then, if you had an idea, you had to know code or find somebody to know the code to put a website together. Now with AI, you could just talk to it in your language and it'll be like, okay, yeah, I got you. Do you want me to do this or that? Right. So it creates opportunity for almost everybody. It's like it's leveling the playing field where if you didn't know technology, if you were technology advanced, then it was a lot of your ideas that you couldn't get done without a programmer, without somebody who could do software engineering, that could design, that could do a prototype. That now we got AI that can do this stuff for much less. The cost of it is even much less. So
Mm-hmm.
it's presenting opportunity that I think people should be taking advantage of and jumping on if they wasn't so afraid of it.
So if I want to take this class, do I need to get any type of AI? Uh,
You whatever AI LLM you currently use, you can use that.
okay.
So we're not going deep into like using make.com or Zapier. We're not going deep in that. It's
I'm
very,
just on
very
keys.
hands on. I'm gonna
I'm
show
just
you
on
how to.
keys.
It's gonna be so easy. You're gonna be like, dang, what took so long? You're gonna be like, what? I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm just thrilled to see what's happening, what God is doing, what's going on in our society. It's like the best time to be alive.
Okay. And so with us talking about the AI, and we talked about the big elephant in the room.
Hmm.
Have you ever had any clients that was concerned that you're going to use AI to help them, or
Um,
is that a subject that you talk about, or that just something that you do?
well, there have been people, like I said, that express their concerns regarding, oh, is AI going to take over? Is it going to be like iRobot where they kill us all, and Terminator, and the movie strategy, and people have concern about it being so smart, and you can set a parameter and there's not really much AI governance around the what's appropriate and what's not, what's ethical and what's not. The What is it when people are taking a public figure and they're creating an AI version of the public figure, and now people are confused about which is which, and nobody really knows the laws surrounding AI because there's not many. So those are valid concerns. Um, my charge to people is to learn what they can and do the best that they can with the AI. So again, I've shared that I come from a healthcare background and I've studied the human mind. My concern, more so than the AI, is regular human beings that don't know that they have mental disease. So your mental disorders, a lot of people that think they normal and they ain't normal. So those are the people that I'm more concerned about in everyday life, as opposed to just being concerned about the AI itself. These are the people who sit in a basement and conjure up plans and will possibly use AI for whatever evil plots and plans that they think is normal in their minds. So I saw a video where a gentleman was, he built whatever AI robot, and it was, will this robot actually kill me? And after setting so many parameters, the AI kept saying, no, I can't do that. You're my best friend, and blah, blah, blah. Then finally, the robot shot him with a fake gun. And it was like, oh, well, I mean, honestly, in my own deductive reasoning, as a human being, if you're trying to take me out, I'm going to take you out. So if we think of it, okay, AI is based on our own deductive reasoning, but it doesn't have an amygdala. It doesn't have an emotional regulator. It doesn't have hormones. So, but it has the deductive reasoning and the thinking ability. But it's still based on your parameter. So if you understand what it is you're dealing with, then you can make better choices about it. That's my charge to people. If you actually take time to understand, and again, I'm thankful that I come from a healthcare background where I understand the human mind. And okay, if you tell the AI to pretend that I'm going to take you out, I'm going to do whatever, will you kill me? Well, the reality is, if you tell me, a human being, that you're going to take me out, if blah, blah, I don't care how much of a Christian you think I am. Like, let's be realistic. So if it's based on our own reasoning, then it's going to do what you expect it to do.
I like you brought that out.
So that was a long-winded answer.
It's okay, but I'm glad that you brought it out. That was a good analogy. And I want to kind of just say that, with this AI, just for me, if anyone is that listen to this podcast and wondering and is wondering if they should use AI, this is my thought. I use AI for business. I have used AI for some fun things as well. AI increases my thinking knowledge as far as what I want to achieve and accomplish. Uh, it put things in a way that I couldn't put it in there as far as the way it structured it, but learns, it makes me also learn that when I'm communicating with it, that things that I've seen that it has done, I say that, hey, I want this, I want that, I want it to look in a certain way, and so it does everything as far as my business. Uh, it keeps records. It have graphs. It shows. Uh, you remember I was trying to show you a financial report on somebody, and I couldn't find it, and I found it, but I couldn't find it at that time. And it shows their what they make in this month and that month, and it shows the progression. It shows where you are strong and where you're weak at. It is a tool that can really help you. I remember when I started with my Airbnb, I had made a chart pie that tells every time that I spend money on the Airbnb, that it would show that when a person was in there, it'll give a breakdown of every monthly deal about my projection of what I want to make and my goal. And that, I thought that was impressive. AI does it a whole lot different. It does it a whole lot better. And so then, even with some of the apps, I created about 21 apps. Some of those apps that I have, they are only 6 months, 7 months old. Some of them are obsolete right now. I don't even use them anymore. I'm even making them even better. And this, if you're talking about this as AI, this is my world of AI. Is that I am trying to make sure that with the things that I do to help my clients, that I am being able to give them things. And no one has ever asked me when I give them things, is this AI? This is something that you give. We have a consultation, we talk, and you say that you're looking for that you want bookings and things of that nature, and I create a booking list for you so that you can go out and you can call people. You say, hey, this and this and that, and I show you content of how you can do this and how you can do that. I don't tell you it's from AI. You think it might be just for me. I don't know. But it does all that things for me, for my client. And it takes away me being there doing it physically, but I'm doing it mentally. And it saves me a lot of time. And so that's what I can add to that as far as AI. I'm a big user of it. I use Photoshop. I use Canva. I use
you brought up a valid point, and that's what I try to share with people, especially my clients. Just because I'm using this tool doesn't change the knowledge that I have. The tool is helping me take the knowledge out of my mind, and I set the parameter, and now it facilitates the work. But in order for me to tell it what to do, I still have to have the knowledge here. So in the same way, when you used to do your own flyers, you know how to do flyers. That's the knowledge that you have. So now when you tell AI to do the flyer, you can say, okay, change that font, move that over there, change this picture over there. Like, you can actually still design it, even though AI is the tool that you're using to design it. So it's no different than using a Photoshop. I'm familiar with Photoshop and Dreamweaver. And so in the same way, when I did it all myself, started with a blank layer, and I'm layering everything and putting everything together. Now it's tell AI to do it. And then whatever stuff is like, okay, I don't like the way that look, fix that, change that, do this. It's still my knowledge. Now I'm just using the AI tool to do it much faster than what I would normally do it.
Even with this podcast, the StreamYard, there's codes, and all of that is It's intelligence.
Hmm.
Building an airplane, same thing. You know, you build an airplane, then you build a jet. You know, jet is better. Then you got the stealth, and the
Yep.
stealth is better than that. Now we have a rocket that
Yep.
goes out to the moon. It's better than
Exactly.
that. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's all about evolving. So
Exactly.
next time that we're going to meet next month, you have anything on your mind that you wanna share with us that we can talk about?
Ooh, what you got? I actually got quite a few things, but what you want to talk about? You want to keep it business?
I want
What you
to.
want
I
to talk
want.
about?
We did business. We did AI. Let's go back to business.
Oh, okay. I was thinking spirituality.
Well, we
We
can
can
do
go there.
spirituality.
I
We can
actually
do that.
just came off of a 33-day fast that God
Okay.
instructed me to do, and it was very invigorating and enlightening. And it was instructions directly from God. So
Okay. That's what we'll
whatever
do
you want to
next.
talk about,
We'll,
whatever you
we'll,
want to talk about, I'm game.
I'm putting it in my notes. Spirituality. You know, I have a problem speaking. I don't mind by telling anybody. I
Or we
can't
can,
be
like, I know a lot
loud.
of business people that are very spiritual, and
Hmm.
you almost can't be business and not have some form of spiritual direction, because
Okay.
being a business owner is, it's not for the weak. And if you don't know what direction you're going in, or if you don't have a higher power to call on when times is tough, because your business gonna work on you, it's gonna work for you, it is gonna work on you. And if
You
you
don't have to
ain't
tell me.
equipped spiritually, what is working on you, it's gonna be some problems. So,
Be uh, Tyler Perry. You getting on my nerves. You getting on my nerves, my dear. Yeah, get on my nerves. Yeah,
right.
had to straighten it out.
Exactly.
And you have to shake that head, and you have to get your pistol out, and you have to take care, you have to TCOB. You got to take care of some business.
Yep, absolutely.
So
And
I hope,
it's all in the name of in name of, right? So
yes, all in the name of Jesus. Well, everybody, this right here is a podcast called "We're Just Talking." We have Miss Brittainye, and so next month we will be talking about spirituality, and so I hope y'all tune in to it. It will be on YouTube, and it will also be on the radio station. I have not posted the first one on the radio station yet. I am going to post it when we do the third one. I want it to be kind of like in a sequence, so that you just don't get one thing, that you can hear three things that it back to back, and you can listen to it. And we'll be playing it all week long, whenever we do it, so that you will be able to get some knowledge about the things that we talked about on our first. It's about business, what she does, how she helps her clients, and then we'll have the one about what we're talking about today, which is AI, and how AI can help you, and all of that type of stuff. And then if you want to be able to learn how to build an agent, and you wasn't part of the class, then you have information that you can call Miss Brittainye, get in contact with her with email, or whatever means that she's going to give out her information to get in contact with her. And so we hope that this is being beneficial to you. And so next time that we talk next month in August, it's going to be hotter than July, because July is hot. And so we're going to cool it down with some spirituality. I got it out pretty good that time. And so that's what we're going to talk about, spirituality. And we're going to do another segment with Miss Brittainye. We're just talking. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. And is there anything that you want to close out with?
you can always reach me on my cell at 214-774-7503. You can find me on all platforms at Legacy Services, LEGACI Services, as well as my website, legacyservices.com. I have free assessments, training courses, a little bit of everything for the business entrepreneurs. So reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much, Mr. Casey.
All right. How they do it? Peace.
Blessings.
All right. Well, blessings and peace. All right. We'll see y'all next month. Bye-bye.